Hello, this is Robert Smigel with Europe's podcast, where we talk to the entrepreneurs who are making it happen here in Dublin, Ireland. Now get ready for an inspiring conversation with Gosia Wojciulewicz. Gosia is a wellness expert, speaker, and transformation mentor specializing in emotional intelligence, conscious leadership, and mental resilience. She is the creator of the Inner Synergy Method, which combines personal development with practical tools for sustainable growth, a certified teacher of yoga, meditation, and multiple holistic modalities. She supports both individuals and corporate clients in stress management, emotional well-being, and energy optimization. In 2024, she received 2 awards for her impact as a coach and mentor. Gosia leads trainings, workshops, and retreats across Europe, the US, and Canada. Her work has been featured in Positive Life magazine and Global Women's magazine. She collaborates with Edu Smart Training Centers Limited and contributes to ESG and holistic business events. Gosia, thank you for coming on the show today and sharing your journey with all our listeners.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Great, so let's just dive right into it. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your current business. I understand you're not from Dublin, you're from Poland originally, right? So you've moved several years ago. So give us kind of a quick wrap up of how that transition and what you're doing now in Dublin.
Absolutely. I originally come from Poland. I came to Ireland a long time ago. I must say it's 18 years, almost 19. And quickly to wrap up about my stories, I came to Ireland with no English, no money, no education. And I started literally from scratching, from zero, from a fruit picker, then moving to cleaning jobs, housekeeping, all kind of sorts of jobs related to kind of a living, and then moving to reception and moving into becoming a personal trainer, so more into fitness industry, then moving across all the different titles as well, and becoming a manager of one of the biggest health club as well. And between that, I've started many businesses, and of course they failed. And then since 2019, I'm running my own holistic and wellness business.
So you actually were working for other people and then made the transition up to being an
Yes.
entrepreneur on your own. What job or experience being an employee that you has helped you most in making the transition and operating as an entrepreneur? Did you carry any of the things that you learned along the way?
You see, I have this attitude since when I was teenager, where whatever I do, I try to learn from it. So I wasn't very picky regarding, oh, this job has to be, or this job. It's sometimes, I was doing certain jobs, and I always was saying to myself, I'm never afraid of hard work. And when I do my work, I do it very good. So it's almost like I wasn't very much, oh, this job doesn't suit me, so I'm gonna do half of effort. I always was trying to do my best, and that was always my work ethics. No matter what I do, I put my effort, I do my best, because I have strong belief whatever I put in, it will grow back. Maybe not in that job, maybe somewhere else. So I always felt that every job I was doing was giving me some insights. And I think because I've done so many different things, it gave me this perspective of, for example, when I was working in that health club industry, I was working as a cleaner there, and then I was working as a manager, and I moved across different industry, different roles as well. So that gave me a huge perspective of actually how to deal with members, customer service, sales, but also how to deal with your staff when they have problems, when they maybe have a difficult day, because I've been there too. So I always could relate to people no matter where they are in their journey on in their jobs, or even when I work with my clients. So there's no judgment where you are. There's always welcoming, but I can see you can move on wherever you are in your place. You can always move to something else, whatever you wish for.
Okay, now you've got your current business, which is in the health and wellness. Did you need financing to start that part of your journey, or was it self-financed through clients? What's that look like, and how do you get paid currently now? Because you seem to got a lot of things going on. So
Yeah.
how does that look like from the finance
Yes,
perspective?
so I wasn't getting any finances from anywhere around. I was financing everything through my employment job. So whatever I was earning, I was always investing into my business, into my education, into actually my courses, whatever I was doing to really see, okay, the best investment was in myself. So whatever I've done across that, I was financing everything by myself. And then now when I'm leading my business, I can see there are few institutions you can go to get some funds. They're not huge, but they're always helpful. So what I'm doing now is where the business actually gets the money from. So it's one-on-one clients, online programs, retreats, also corporate gigs, and as well I have my online yoga studio.
Okay. Now you're into the holistic living, the health and stuff like that. Not many people know the intricacies of that industry. So give me one piece of knowledge or information about your industry that the average person may not know about.
I think it can work really for everyone, no matter what you do. It's first of all your nervous system regulation and your emotional intelligence. I highly believe that if you don't know how to regulate yourself, it will affect and impact your relationships, your work, and your money. Because emotional intelligence, I think, is very important because your emotions will affect what you do, your decisions, your actual emotions. Um, your emotions actually make you make your decisions. Of course, it starts with your thoughts, but sometimes people don't catch the thought quickly enough, but they will always feel if that makes them feel actually upset, maybe angry, or they might feel, oh, I'm happy to do that. So depends on the person if they're more introverts or they may be extroverts. So I've noticed over the years now, and even my own journey, when I start to look after my nervous system and my developing my emotional intelligence, I can see massive shift and the way how much I can take on, no matter what it is, difficult client, difficult maybe challenge, whatever it is. Even some challenges I went through, sometimes I can see if I wouldn't have that emotional intelligence, I think I would be in much worse place than I am now.
Okay. What are you most proud of in the work that you do? What really kind of brightens up your day is like, wow, this is great. I feel helping a client or moving someone forward or helping with their health. What's some of the things that, you walk away from and go, wow, I'm really proud of myself and what I'm doing for these
Yeah.
corporations and these people?
I think the most important for me is actually, and the most rewarding over the years, watching people's transformation. Any
Okay.
transformation. It doesn't have to be always a big one. It can be a small little shift change. And that always brightens my heart and that always brings me that kind of feeling. That's my mission. Bring that smile up, bring that energy to the people, bring that hope, because many people losing hope of change. And when they have this hope that there is this light at the end of that tunnel, it brings that idea that they can do it. They can get that inner empowerment of making those changes.
Okay.
Of course, like any collaborations I'm happy about. And of course, you mentioned one of those, the receiving awards. Definitely that helped me to give me this, oh, I feel proud about that because I put a lot of work and effort towards it.
Okay. Now you've come a long way, obviously. You've got a great story coming from Poland and coming to Dublin, Ireland, and so forth. I want you to imagine you're talking to someone who's younger, wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to make the jump to entrepreneurship. If you were sitting down with them, maybe a cup of coffee, whatever that looks like, and they ask you, I want to be an entrepreneur, what would you tell them?
Couple of things. Number one is, first of all, not to wait until the person feels ready, because perfectionist is the number one as a blocking for, oh, I will make it when I feel ready. I will do it when I have it perfect. Doesn't happen like this in any business. You just need to go and try and see what doesn't work and then move on to another strategy or another idea. So that's the first of all. Always go, even if you think you're not ready, just try. Number two, hire a mentor, somebody who actually does or achieved what you already achieved, want to achieve, sorry, because I can see there is such a shortcut to the stage where you actually have to do and figure it out by yourself. And when you actually go and do any mentorship, any coaching, or whatever it is, it could be a group coaching, one-on-one, doesn't matter, any courses, it will put you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And number three, always look after yourself, your health, because if you don't have energy, if you're dysregulated, if you're unhealthy, if you feel sick, you're not gonna start anything. It will be hard to actually continue the business.
Okay. We're going to shift gears here and talk a little bit about Dublin, Ireland. Okay, so we're going to talk about the country a bit. What's the long-term vision of your company, and what does expansion look like for you in Dublin, Ireland? And give us some of the things that you want to do, maybe beyond Dublin.
Yes, definitely. I felt like Dublin, it's a great for me as a part because it's first of all, we have lots of networkings events here, different business communities, and I can see collaborating with those people is amazing. At the same time, because Dublin or Ireland is very now multicultural, so it's like you have lots of people from different countries, you can make those collaborations and expand. So definitely at the moment I'm expanding for more UK. I've done some stuff in the States, USA and Canada. I'm also moving towards Poland more because I've been very much focused on Irish market, but I can see the expansion, and I'm part of different like chambers of commerce where I can see I can expand more internationally, and at the same time lead with whatever I have it here in Dublin, but then let's say moving to different countries, for example, Costa Rica, like we chat last time. So I can
Yes.
see this is, it's so amazing, like through online, you can make so many connections and people can join you from actually all over the world. And I found that fascinating.
Okay, let's keep talking about Dublin. What are the biggest benefits for you being an entrepreneur in Dublin, Ireland? I want you to give me some of the great things about being an entrepreneur, but also some of the challenges that you've had to overcome. It hasn't been all roses and rainbows. We know that, right? So you've been through a lot. So Dublin, obviously, there's a lot of corporations, a lot of companies there, but I imagine you must have had some challenges and you had to overcome those challenges, business, or it's bureaucracy, whatever that looks like. But give me a quick synopsis of what it's like to own a business in Dublin, Ireland.
Mhm. Yes. What I love about actually Ireland and running a business is it's very easy to set it up. So you can literally set it up in the same day, a solo business. Of course, if you're running a limited company, you need a proper person who will set it up for you. But again, it's not that hard. You can get it done very quickly. And what I love as well about Dublin or Ireland entrepreneurs, as well the communities and the local enterprises. So basically, they really support you. The local enterprises, they actually give you funds to start or to grow your business. So, for example, I applied for some vouchers. They were giving vouchers for, let's say, marketing, for upskilling your let's say, website, going more online, especially during COVID. It started when, most businesses were like out of the business. I was out of the business like in 2 days, literally everything. I lost everything in 2 days when it
Wow.
was first lockdown because everything I was doing, Robert, in person. And literally in 2 days, when the lockdown happened, I was like, I'm out of job. So it was pretty harsh kicking. For first 2 weeks, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? But then I started to look for solutions. And I must say, Ireland was giving lots of funding, lots of support, also for us, for entrepreneurs to keep going. Some funding for going online. So, for example, building your website, building your shop, like an e-commerce. So it was very good. And then let's say I'm part of the Network Ireland, which is actually for women entrepreneurs, which is again amazing to see the women really connect. I have meetings so often there as well, online and in person. So we do both. Definitely lots of networking events. You need to look for them, of course. There are
Yes.
lots of events as well, like international events all across in Dublin, coming from all over the world, depending on what topic, but definitely you have those in Dublin. But regarding challenges, number one is first of all cost of living. It's not that cheap
Okay.
to live in Dublin. Absolutely not. It's quite demand regarding there is a housing crisis. So to find a nice accommodation and then be able to pay your bills and everything, of course, if you make lots of money, it doesn't matter. But for the people who starting the business, it might be a difficult because living actually in Dublin is very
Expensive.
high.
Yeah.
Yes, number two, there is a big saturation for actually businesses, or there's not enough, I think, people because it's only what 4 or 5 million of us. Where if you go, let's say, to London, you have like a massive, massive market. Or States, of course, there is more people there, but I can see almost sometimes each other literally like if you are in the business environment, you literally have the same people and each other. Oh,
Yeah.
I know this guy. I know. So it feels very like home, but at the same time, it's literally this repetition of the same people. So it's almost like there's not enough for me new people to expand or to expose yourself to because there's limited numbers.
Right.
Also, I think Dublin because there is in Dublin there's lots of like corporate businesses where there's a lot of corporate um,
Yeah.
corporate
I think
mindset.
there's tax advantages there too. Isn't there tax advantages for corporations as
Yes,
well?
for actually for corporate, for us, for our tax, like the entrepreneur, depends. It's like nothing. I don't think so. There's nothing like amazing special regarding it's 23%, 23%. So it's not like anything like, few percent only. There's tax corporate, of course, it's a very low, but for us as entrepreneurs, not really. So definitely that attracts people like Facebook, Tinder, Google, all those Airbnb used to be there. So it's lots of those people, but it doesn't mean that's entrepreneur regarding like for us because
Yeah.
there's lots of employees there with employee mindset, and there's this completely different mindset to be employee and different mindset to be entrepreneur.
Got it. Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about you. How do you define success, and what? How do you celebrate success? Like when things are going great, how do you manage that? And obviously it's positive, but um, do you translate that to doing other things? Do you um, kind of give yourself a pat on the back? What's that look like?
I think there are many things because for success means different things for different people. For me, I think it's the most important freedom. And it's part of my characteristics as well. I just love my freedom where I'm not stuck 9 to 5, clock in, clock out. I like to play around my schedule that I don't have to be always from Monday to Friday or whatever. I used to work weekends, long hours. So it's kind of like I can manage my schedule, that freedom. At
Hmm.
the same time, as well as inner peace. That's why I called my business Inner Wellness now, not tomorrow, not
Yeah.
yesterday, now. And I think this inner peace where I remember I used to wake up, Robert, with lots of frustration and going to sleep with frustration and
Yeah.
burnout. But now I don't have it. I kind of go sleep with this feeling, yeah, it's all good. It's peaceful.
Okay.
It's nice. And it doesn't mean it's boring. It feels good. And I think traveling, this is for me that I can do some stuff. Most of my hobbies became my job now. So it's kind of like it's amazing, like I can turn my hobbies into my business.
Yeah. Good. Okay. When things are going bad, how do you handle fear and doubt? And what's your self-talk when things are not going great?
Yeah, this is actually very important, Robert. Thank you for asking that. I've noticed over the years as well, when I left it too long, this kind of self-doubt or fear of anything, it become a bit harder to get out of it because, when you have emotion like fear or doubting yourself, it's okay to feel this for a moment because it's an information for you. Like, okay, what is it about? What am I not happy about? Where do I need to improve on? But then if it takes, week, 2, 3 months, it become like a state of being where you might find it very hard. So I've noticed the fastest way is actually to go and talk to someone like a professional. Usually I would go to some mentors or teachers or whatever you call them, therapists, doesn't matter. I would go because even a session with the mentor would help me to first of all see what I can't see, because sometimes we are very much in our own bubble of our self-beliefs, limiting beliefs, of our own traumas, of our own problems. And then we need to see that brighter picture outside of us. So definitely that. What I would do, regulate, because most of our uh, emotions, if they are not regulated on the daily basis, that's why you becoming like to that state of being when you feel, oh, it's actually, I feel very much. So I would do more often like a pauses, like those times when I take break, because sometimes it's very hard to switch off when you're a business person, you
Yeah.
have to do. So I would take more breaks saying, okay, where I'm now, what do I need to do? Do I need to rest or do I need to do something for myself? And definitely I would reward myself with something what I like massage. I love massages. I love like treatments, or I go like whatever for a walk, for a hike. And nature is the number one as well for me. When I go to the nature, I feel this refreshment, and as well all those thoughts and everything kind of calms down.
Okay, good. How do you create work-life balance? I know you're working a lot and stuff like that, but Dublin, Ireland is a beautiful place, and kind of give us like, do you go for walks, obviously nature and stuff like that? Or is there any iconic places that you go to, museums? It could be ruins of castles. I know there's a lot of castle ruins and things like
Yeah.
that are kind of really cool. Dublin, Ireland's known for their pubs, obviously, and things like that. But if you were to, have some work-life balance in Dublin, what would you say that would be your go-to place?
Definitely it's not pubs.
I was just saying that's what they're
Uh,
known for. St.
Yeah,
Patrick's
there
Day,
are
things like
no
that.
for unfortunately or fortunately, it's not my cup of tea. I used to do lots of like, different party, whatever, but at the moment, my favorite places are actually going to nature.
Okay.
And yes, we have lots of castles, lots of like, history there.
Yeah.
But I would, instead of spending time in town, I would go outside of town. So we have amazing place. I live nearby, literally 5 minutes from that place. It's called Hout. It's like a peninsula with beautiful like cliff hike. It's
Nice.
stunning. It's stunning. It's literally you would feel like you are in France, like South France, when you
Yes.
have this nice hiking, nice blue water, and especially when it's nice like sunny day, it's just oh my God. Everybody who is visiting me for the first time, I always bring them there because they see, oh my God, it's amazing. And it's a lovely hike. And it's not that popular because usually people go to the main places. So I take them to those sweet spots.
Holt?
Another one
Is it
is
called
I
Holt?
love it's Glen, sorry,
Holt? Is that what it's called?
Hot. Yeah, it's H Hot. 1 second. I need to actually Google it. Let me see quickly. Howth, yes.
Okay.
Howth, yes.
Okay.
Howth, yes.
Okay.
So if you look at the map as well, you will see lovely. Another one is Glendalough, which is
Wonderlock.
from my place around 1.5 hour, but from city center could be from an hour. And it's again beautiful lake right in the middle of the mountains. So it's again very peaceful, very lovely, energetic, beautiful place. I love west of Ireland, Killarney. It's and the Ring of Kerry, the most famous for Star Wars as well. They used to uh,
Oh,
record some of the scenes there. So Kerry, it's stunning. It's my favorite place actually in Ireland. So we have lots of amazing places, lots of amazing within half an hour from Dublin, of course, up to like 3, 4 hours, depending if you have time. So I try to actually spend time in forest by the sea. I live by the sea as well because Dublin is by the sea, so that's
mhm.
very helpful. We have nice like sandy beaches. So even like walking around or putting your feet in the water, even if it's cold, doesn't matter because it grounds you. So I love
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Let's talk about how you educate yourself. I want you to give me the books you read, podcasts you listen to, AI tools of any kind, or tools in general, and what is the most, I guess, efficient way, or even authors you follow or podcasters you follow that really inspire you or give you the skills and help you move forward? And this could be business or this could be inner wellness as well. What does that look like?
Hmm. Yes. I think it's about the phases as well in my life. So when I was kind of, years ago training myself in different things, so I would be more into holistic, but then I would go for business side. So I would be mixing depending on actually where I am in my life or business. So I would follow like, people like Joe Dispenza, Esther Hicks, Wayne Dyer, some Korean teachers they're not that well known, but actually I follow their teachings. They teach Taoism as well, or Chinese like Mantak Chia. Then I, for example, for let's say for podcasts, I love Stephen Bartlett. He's a UK based guy. I absolutely love his podcast. He has very good and also diverse audience and as well the guests. So it's nice to hear from so many different people. I love like the School of Greatness podcast as well. It's again, I don't remember all the names.
Yeah.
Louis, you know his name, Louis.
No.
um, the School of Greatness. If you
Okay.
have a look,
I'll write
he has
that. Put that
the
down.
most important. The books as well, different books from Brian Tracy. I've done lots of trainings like Tony Robbins, all different things, but also those kind of niche trainings as well, where actually I take some expertise knowledge. So it's not just those mainstreams. I love Gabor Mate. I really resonate with his work and I believe in lots of things and I've experienced lots of things what he's talking about. So there are lots of different books I could, give a list.
Yeah.
Depending, I'm a like a nerd regarding learning. I could
Yeah.
learn
I can
all the
imagine.
time. Sometimes I need to stop myself because it's almost going to the extreme. Like I constantly like I want to
I noticed you
learn
got a
this.
lot of the library books back there too. Yeah. There's a,
Yeah, yeah. So if I would literally name all the books, I don't know, it would be thousands and podcasts and
yeah.
trainings and everything. It's a overall different things, but I like also different perspectives. So then I practice on myself and then say, oh, that resonates, oh, that didn't. I understand that I don't really like that. So then I found the way for my through me.
Okay, good. Okay, we're going to wrap things up. How can our listeners get hold of you? And is there anything you'd like to add before you leave us today? Anything we've left out? Anything you want to discuss?
I think what I would like to say, so for anyone who is into entrepreneurship or wants to start, I would say always follow your dreams and not from the point like, oh, you can achieve anything the other people say. It's find out what is right for me, for you. Find what is really like sparking your heart and definitely never give up because I can see any journey will give you some obstacles on the go. There will be obstacles and for me the most important is actually you are surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are always cheering you and always say you can go, you can do it. And where people can find me, definitely on my website, which is www.innerwellnessnow.com. Also, Instagram, Inner Wellness Now, Facebook, Inner Wellness Now with Gosia. LinkedIn is my full name, Gosia Wojciulewicz. But even if you go to website, there are all links at the bottom of the website, so you can connect through that as well.
Awesome. Okay, Gosia, thank you for coming on the show. I've learned a
Thank you
lot
so
about
much.
you, and I'm sure our listeners have as well.
Thank you so much, Robert, for inviting me. Pleasure.